What's going on, guys? This is Satsmania. I'm coming to you with an updated deck profile today, and today I want to show you guys my Legendary Fisherman deck profile for the February 2018 format. I think this deck can take a lot of people by surprise, especially at the local level event. The cards in this deck can have really powerful effects, specifically Legendary Fisherman III. I am playing a Frog engine in it as well, just to give it a little extra boost. However, you don't need to play it, and there are definitely ways to play this deck without it. So, if you have $5 and you don't want to spend extra on a Frog engine that you don't have, I mean, it's a good, like, tier 3 deck, I would put it at most, so why not? Why not? It's a fun little deck. So first, we're playing 3 Legendary Fishermen, the original. His immunity to spells is pretty nice, and not being able to be attacked is also pretty relevant. So, for sure, play 3 of this. You want to see 1 or 2 Legendary Fishermen in your hand at all times, just so you can make your Legendary Fisherman III plays. Next, Legendary Fisherman II. He's the better version of the original, basically. He's Legendary Fisherman on the field with a graveyard, which is relevant because you need to tribute a Legendary Fisherman for your third. And he's immune to monster effects while Legendary Ocean is on the field. And if he's removed from the field by your opponent's card, battle, card effect, whatever, you get to search out a level 7 water, which Legendary Fisherman III is. So he's very powerful in that aspect and it really helps your deck go. Next, we are playing 3 Legendary Fisherman III. He's your boss monster. I've seen a lot of people play 2 of this. I really do think that's a mistake. You want to see a copy of this just in general in your hand as soon as you can. He's your most powerful monster in your main deck. You just want to see him. Being able to banish all your opponent's monsters when he's summoned is ridiculous. It's just a ridiculous card, and he can help you make rank 7 plays if you really need to. I only play 1 rank 7 just because he's good enough on his own. Just keep in mind that he does not get the attack boost from Legendary Ocean. He doesn't lose a level from Legendary Ocean, and on top of that, you play Miss Starboy to kind of make up for that, so you can get over things. 2500 is pretty strong, but it's not the strongest thing ever, so you need the attack boost from Miss Starboy in that aspect. 2 Warrior of Atlantis. He's your search card for your Legendary Ocean. You want to see this card, you don't want to see too many of them. But I think it's just better than Terraforming because he has a dual purpose rather than Terraforming just searching on a field spell. At the very least, he's a beat stick under Legendary Ocean. 2100 beat stick, that's normal summonable, is ridiculous. And on top of that, he's an Aqua, so you can use him for your totally awesome plays. He's just really good for that. Next, we're playing 3 Swap Frog. Swap Frog is just powerful. Again, the Frog engine just helps this deck a lot. Gives you some extra power. Yeah, he's just really good. Next, 2 Ronin Totem. You don't want to play 1, you need to play at least 2, just because you want at least 1 engraved at all times, just so you can make your Frog plays. He can be tribute fodder for your Legendary Fisherman if you really need to. Usually I prefer for Totally Awesome or Miss Starboy, just so you can get that recursion or that negation or that attack boost. So Ronin Totem, just good at 2. Don't play less. 1-2 Frog, don't play more. You don't want to brick with this card. Your normal summons you want to devote to your either Swap Frog or Legendary Fisherman, just because they're way more powerful. 2 Frog is more fodder for Ronin Totem as banishment, so he can special summon himself than anything else. And if you really, really need it, as searchable fodder for Totally Awesome. So 1 is perfect. For Kaijus, we're playing 1 Humongous and 1 Gamma Seal. We're playing these 2 because they're both level 7 under Legendary Ocean. They're both 2400 under Legendary Ocean, and they're different names, so if you draw into both, you at least have something on your field. So yeah, that's pretty good. Also, in the World Chalice matchup, it's really funny to drop one of these on your side of the field so you can negate stuff. So it's just funny to me. Yeah. Next, for the last hand traps, we're playing 3 Ghost Ogre. If you have Ash Blossom, play Ash Blossom, but I don't have Ash Blossom, so I'm playing Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is just really nice in this format, just because you can pop stuff on your opponent's turn, just good. 3 Legendary Ocean. Fun fact about this card, this is like the best possible card you could play against Paleozoics. Frog Paleozoics, just because it makes all water monsters in the hand and on the field, regardless of who owns them, level, reduce their level by 1. So all the Paleozoics, all the frogs become level 1 in the frog Paleozoic matchup, and you might be saying, oh, Nate, you're playing level 1 frogs. Like, doesn't that hurt you? Not necessarily. I play a rank 1 in the deck just so you can make some extra plays in the case that you have this and you want to make a frog play. So Legendary Ocean is actually very powerful at the moment as defense against Frog Paleozoic, and it can also hurt the Atlanian matchup just as bad. So it's pretty useful in that aspect. Next, 3 Pot of Desires. I don't play Moray of Greed in this build. I don't think it's very good in comparison. Yes, it can theoretically fix your hand while also not losing resources, but you're also playing a lot of monsters that are not water. I would more so play Moray of Greed in decks that are entirely water, like Atlanians. So yeah, it's just Pot of Desires, I think, is just the better card overall. Instant Fusion, we have 2 targets for this that are very powerful, so why not play it? For some of the one-offs, we'll play a lot of them. 1 Feast of the Wild level 5, 1 Monster Reborn, and 1 Soul Charge. 3 recovery spells I think should be the max, basically in any deck, just because you don't want to clog with them. You want to be able to set up your graveyard first. Yes, Swap Frog does help you a little bit in that aspect, but I think 3 is the absolute maximum you should play. Thankfully, Monster Reborn is back, because that actually really helps the deck out, being able to recurse things from the graveyard. So, really powerful there. Next, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Monarch Storm 4th, and 1 E-Telly. I play Foolish Burial because it gets a Ronin Totem into the grave as soon as possible, or if you already have a Ronin Totem, it's something else, or you can send a Fisherman if you have a recovery spell. I mean, you can do a lot. Monarch Storm 4th, you don't always need to go into your extra deck. Yes, it does help you, but it's essentially a 3rd Kaiju, and you can pass up a 3rd Kaiju. Finally, E-Telly, I play Ghost Ogre. You don't always need Ghost Ogre in your hand, especially if you already have 1 or 2. So getting the 3rd one out of the deck so you can use it as tribute fodder or synchro fodder is really, really useful. Or even link fodder, because I do play a couple link monsters. Next, 3 Sea Stealth Attack. This card is ridiculous. I love this card so much. You just want to see it as soon as possible. I don't play Citadel Whale, which can search this card out, but Citadel Whale is not that great. So, nonetheless, 3 Sea Stealth Attack is just ridiculous. It protects your Legendary Ocean. You can theoretically protect your own water monsters if they're about to be destroyed. In more ways than one, because you can either banish them and they return to the field, basically an Omega effect, and or they can get the Catastor effect and just attack into something. So 3 Sea Stealth is, I think, good. Finally, 1 Solemn Judgment. This card's ridiculous. I love this card so much. I was so happy when it came off the ban list, and I'm glad we get to play it now. It is a very skillful card, because timing with this card is very, very important. But longer the game goes on, the better this deck gets, the better this card gets, so it just works really well. Next, we are moving on to our extra deck for the instant fusion targets. We have 1 Sea Monster of Theseus. You had to see this coming. We're playing a lot of level 5 water monsters, so the card's just great in getting you to plays that you normally wouldn't have access to. Next, Thousand Eyes Restrict. I think it's just really powerful right now. I do use Link Kuriboh, so in this deck, so you can play it for that, but outside of that, 1, it steals your opponent's monster, and you can use it as tribute fodder, as well as rank 1 plays if you have a Legendary Ocean and a Frog set up, and even other Link plays that you might want to use, so why not? Next, we're playing 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon, and 1 Cyphering Lord Omega, and 1 White Aura Whale, and 1 Leo, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree. Ancient Fairy Dragon, we play a field spell. If your opponent goes first and they're playing field spells, play this card. This deck likes to go second because of Ancient Fairy Dragon, because of other cards in the deck. So, by all means, play this. 1 Cyphering Lord Omega. You like to banish stuff in this deck, actually, so it's actually not that bad. White Aura Whale's really, really powerful. He's a Raigeki on attack position monsters on summon, and then he can attack more than once per turn if your opponent has multiple monsters on the board. So, also, if he's destroyed, he gets to come back, which is really, really nice. And then Leo's pretty powerful. If you make him, like, it's very, very difficult to get over him, bar Kaiju, so, yeah. For the one rank 1 we play is one Sylvan Princess Sprite. I play this card because I think it's the best rank 1 available to us at the moment. You could also play the Lyrilusk rank 1, and in that case play DD Crow, just because that is it's still a very powerful card. I only have room for one rank 1, I just felt this one was better. You do play more spells and traps than monsters that you want in your hand anyway. Having some of the monsters in your graveyard are actually pretty nice sometimes, so it's essentially either a free dump or a free search, and it's just good. One totally awesome for the rank 2s. You could play like a second one or a Centaurus. I only have room for one. I think the totally awesome by himself is fine. So one is fine. For the rank 4s, we're playing one Tornado Dragon and one Bagooska. I think these are fine. You can also play Abyss Dweller. That card's good too, I hear. So yeah, it works. For the one rank 7 we play one Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. You could play a couple of others. I just think this is a good game ender in general, so I highly recommend this one above all others, just because by the time that you are ahead, this is just a great way to end it and prevent your opponent from coming back. So Red Eyes Flare, I think, is the better card. For the Link Monsters, we're playing 4. This is definitely cuttable. One Link Karibo, I play it because I have it and it's good. So one Link Karibo I think is fine. Being able to make your opponent's monsters attack 0 is actually pretty relevant, and you can recur them very easily because Legendary Ocean again makes your frogs be level 1. So he is recurable, he's very nice in that aspect, and you can keep reusing him for other Link summons if necessary. Next, one Underclock Taker. You would rather play this card rather than Proxy Dragon just because it opens up a zone and he can help you OTK and give you attack boost. So Underclock Taker, just nice. One with Starboy because sometimes you need that attack boost. I don't really think I can say anything else about it. It can help you recur if something's in the graveyard. So, for example, if you can actually just ram this into something, recur like a Legendary Fisherman 3 that you dump with Foolish Burial as a possible scenario, and suddenly you have a very powerful card in your hand. So, the Starboy is pretty good. Next, one Borolo Dragon. We're playing this card because we're playing Monster Reborn. I wouldn't be playing it if Monster Reborn, in this deck anyway, if Monster Reborn was not legal at 1, just because you can steal your opponent's Link monsters, and it's not hard to make this after that. So it is a power play card, it's a game ender, so yeah, I do recommend playing this if you're playing Monster Reborn for sure. So with that, guys, thank you guys for watching this deck profile. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, guys, have a nice